It's kind of crazy. So I started the business inside of a gym. So I was able to keep my overhead low because I really didn't need to buy anything but a table, a desk, and a computer. And then I started a website for $500, but honestly, it was just me going out hustling and bustling. So honestly, I feel like I started the business on less than $4,000. And now, hopefully, we're upwards of $500,000, if not more, my second year in business. In revenue, that is. Creating my company, the biggest mistake I made was I hired an outside billing company in the beginning that I thought was honest, and they told me a bunch of stuff on the phone, and I never met them in person. And I got so busy so fast that I couldn't keep up with them, and I couldn't check on them, make sure everything they were telling me was true. And I don't know, I probably lost maybe $80,000 in 1 year just because they weren't doing what they were saying. And I'm still trying to get most of that money back, but I don't think I ever will. Then because in the beginning, I really didn't have a resource to use. I didn't have many people trying to help me out to start my own business. So as I started working as a physical therapist, I would meet different people, and different companies would send me information or write me emails and stuff. And then I started checking in, and I went back to my school, actually, USC, and I emailed some of my professors to ask for help. And then one of these professors knew of a billing company that they thought would work well, and honestly, it's been the best decision I've made business-wise thus far. Yeah, I mean, during that trial period where the billing company wasn't the best and I was working, I mean, they say when you start a business, you work half the day. And most people think, oh, like 6 hours. Now I'm talking like 12 hours. You can pick nighttime, you can pick morning, but you're working 12 hours a day. And I was up there working probably in the first year of my business, I was working close to 16-hour days. And if the payments are coming in, you're kind of wondering like, man, I could be working for someone else for 8 hours a day, making double the money I am now because the billing wasn't correct. And then I knew I was seeing enough people to pay my salary and even more than what I should be making, but the billing company was messing up. But now we fixed that, and honestly, I feel like we're off to the races. I mean, honestly, prior to doing this, it's just the business point aspect that we struggled with in the beginning. I knew I could be a good therapist, and I knew once I had the creativity, because now I can do it my way, that we'd be successful. So really just the billing, and then like you could talk about, I guess just starting a business in general is hard. Payroll taxes and all this other stuff I've never heard about. So it was getting a good team behind me to make sure all my ducks are in a row, I guess, so that I could be successful. Because I knew the patients would come. It's just like if you build it, they'll come. Honestly, it's true, especially if you like what you're doing. Yeah, as the owner, that's what I worry about. But being a PT, honestly, I felt like I could have been a PT on the beach. It really doesn't matter where I am, but people would come back to me. That's the most important thing to any business, I feel. To get personnel to work for you is, honestly, you have to motivate them and find out their passion. If they're not passionate about what they're doing, then there's really no point in hiring them. So if they so what we do is we bring them in, and they hang out here for 3-4 hours their first time. And honestly, I don't talk to them much. I just let them hang out, kind of see how they react with people. Because a lot of it's social. If you can't react well with someone, you're not necessarily going to be a great physical therapist, because a lot of it's communication and care. If you don't care for people, then it's not the job for you. So we bring them in, they hang out for 4 hours. I kind of watch them from the side, joke around with them, ask them questions, kind of be a little lighthearted with them, not too serious, because I want people to feel comfortable. And then if they like it and I liked how they reacted, then we'll bring them in. And for the first 2 weeks, I call it a trial period. So if they do well in the 2 weeks, I'll hire them. If they don't, I'm paying them during the 2 weeks. But if they don't, then I try to help them out in the future too, because I never want to just kick someone out and not talk to them anymore. So I've had people come in, try 2 weeks, they weren't the best fit. So then I tell them whatever they need in the future, they could always ask me, but I don't think this is the best fit. I mean, honesty is the best solution to any problem in a business, I feel. And that's kind of how I've grown. So honestly, I trust everyone that works for me. They can handle any amount of money they want. I really don't lock anything up, which may be a stupid choice, but honestly, I feel like as long as I treat them well, they're gonna treat me well. So vacation, making fun days, we have something called the Fun Fund, where pretty much the employees gather a certain amount of money and then they could use it for whatever they want, and we do it as a team just to build camaraderie. I don't know, we've gone rock climbing, we went camping, there's a bunch of stuff. Healthy, of course. We keep it healthy and we keep it fun and active because that's kind of what we do for a living anyway.
Thank you for watching A Wise Way. Subscribe to stay updated, share to pass the knowledge, or view our other videos on the left.